Round today's the par 5, 11th hole. His third, Rex.
It is such a long hole today. You could see it's dead into the wind, but that is the Tiger magic we're used to.
Yeah, there's no questions really about his game. He did say he might be a little bit rusty, but it's not about the swing so much. It's about whether his leg, which he says is improved, can hold up, but more importantly, the ankle.
The ankle is always going to be the issue, and again, it goes back to the Bahamas last year. You can only imagine how bad it was that he was unable to play in that event, but you sit and watch the swing, I mean, that looks like vintage Tiger to me.
It does. Now live to Tiger at the par 4 12th, and you see that flagstick whipping. Chilly morning in Los Angeles, temperatures in the 40s. Tiger working on some things.
And this is what we talk about reps all the time, right? I mean, when it's obvious what he's doing with an eye towards the Masters, maybe even the Players' Championship, whatever he wants to do with his schedule and his body coming up next. But he talked about this towards the end of last year. The lack of competitive reps does show at some point, and it's clear he's trying to work on that.
And think about who he's going up against. Going up players who are sharp as knives right now. Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Jon Rahm.
And I think that's part of it. Can he physically make it around the golf course? And then the second half of this question is, how does he stack up against those players? Yeah. This is a whole different generation that really hasn't seen him at his best. I mean, certainly Rory has, because Rory's been around long enough. But I don't know that Scotty Scheffler has ever really gone head-to-head with Tiger Woods at his best.
Yeah. One thing Tiger did say yesterday was that he's not going to be chasing Gary Player and Arnold Palmer for north of 50 starts in a row at the Masters, or 50 starts total at the Masters. Do you believe him? There will become a time where he just can't be competitive anymore, and he will be comfortable stepping away from the game. Because, you know, Jack said it and hung around, thank goodness, giving us, of course, 86 as a 46-year-old, but then 1998 trying to hunt down Mark O'Meara and Fred Couples in their great duel.
I mean, we talked about this yesterday. There's no way he becomes a ceremonial golfer. Now, the better question is, will there be a ceremonial victory lap? And I guess Tom Brady's the best comp right now, right? I mean, Tom was taking that victory lap last year in the NFL, but he didn't say it. And I can imagine Tiger doing the same thing. He doesn't like that attention. Yeah, no doubt about it. Always wants to compete. What are the odds to win provided by FanDuel Sportsbook? How about plus 12,000 for Tiger Woods? Jon Rahm plus 700. Time now for odds and ends. Welcome our good buddy Paige Mackenzie. Paige, we have to start with the tournament host and the man of the hour, Tiger Woods. Your thoughts? That's a big, big number.
That's a huge number. I don't know if I've ever expected to see a number like that next to Tiger Woods' name, and probably not the best way to play Tiger Woods. If you wanted to put a little money on the action this week, I think maybe now's the opportunity to put your money where your mouth is as it relates to the question of, would you ever bet against Tiger? Well, would you ever bet for Tiger? Because right now, for him to make the cut, you're looking at pretty good odds at plus 180 to make the cut. Now, it's only good if you think he's going to make the cut. Otherwise, you can see exactly what the sports books are saying at minus 235 to miss the cut.
Paige, my friends are what they call a coward as a bettor, so I'm always going to go with chalk. Give me your thoughts on Jon Rahm, who, of course, is the favorite this week.
Yeah, I mean, I love what Jon Rahm's been doing in his level of consistency. He's had 9 consecutive top 10s, so that's why I prefer him for a top 10 play versus an outright win, mostly due to the fact that we saw him scrambling a ton last week at the Waste Management, or WM Phoenix Open, and because of that, unless he straightens out the driver and some of the ball striking to get himself more on track, I don't know if I see a value at plus 700 for him to win outright, but I don't mind looking at him for a minus 10 top 10, mostly because even though he could be a little bit wild off the tee, at Riviera, it's not a punishing golf course. Even though it's got some good rough and it's tree lined, it is the easiest or the smallest missed fairway penalty of any golf course since 2015 that the PGA Tour's players have faced. So not a huge penalty if you do not hit these fairways. So for that reason, even though he was scrambling a bit, it may not cost him as much here as it would at some of the other notable golf courses across the PGA Tour. You can see Sawgrass at nearly 0.42 strokes for every missed fairway.
That's a fantastic information page. I don't know if you know this. I picked Scotty Scheffler in my one-and-done league last week. So I'm extremely happy. I'm out front starting the year the right way. So if you don't like Rahm for an outright, who's someone you would take? Because I would like to go back-to-back, go 2 for 2.
Well, it's funny you should say this because my one-and-done league this week, I'm taking Max Homa, who I think is another alternative for an outright champion. At 18-1, I think there's pretty good value there. But if you don't necessarily play an outright and you're looking for a little bit of value, you've got a 2-1 for a top 10. And for Max Homa, he won here again in 2021. He is, I would say, a different player even since then. 4 PGA Tours since that. PGA Tour wins since that win. And if you kind of look at his history, 6-time winner on the PGA Tour, of course, the most recent a couple of weeks ago, they are coming at places that he's won multiple times. He won the Wells Fargo twice, 2 different golf courses, and then he won the Fortinet at Silverado twice. So maybe he'll get a second win here, or at least 2 for 1 for a top 10.
Now, I look at Viktor Hovland, who has had success at that other event that's also hosted by Tiger Woods in the Bahamas. Does that success carry over at Riviera?
I wouldn't say that that carries over, but perhaps his recent success here may carry over. Horses for courses play here with Viktor Hovland, a tied for 4th, a tied for 5th for Viktor Hovland the last 2 times he's played this event. So perhaps if you're looking for a player that has a good record at this golf course, he might be one that you keep your eye on. And for plus 130 or plus 125 for top 20, you get plus money for Viktor Hovland. He's the 11th ranked player in the world, a place that he's played well. I feel like there's serious value right there.
Any other best bets? Any other names we should be paying attention to?
Yeah, I always like to kind of look down the list at who's playing well, but maybe not top of the radar for somebody that's an outright. And I like Wyndham Clark. He's coming into this week off a top 10 at the WM Phoenix Open, as well as his current highest world rank ever. Even a year ago, he was around 250 in the world, now 123rd. And he's trending in the right direction. His 7 consecutive made cuts, and 3 of those are top 20s. So if you're looking at him at top 20 at plus 210, I like that value. It was even better last night if you happen to snag it at plus 290 last night for Wyndham Clark for a top 20. I loved that number, but even at plus 210 for a top 20, I like Wyndham Clark here. And you know, Damon, I like to find any little angle of why a player might play well here. I listened to last night, I think it was Fred Couples on Champions Tour Instagram talking about how his memories of Riviera reminded him a bit of growing up in Seattle. Well, Wyndham Clark went to college at University of Oregon. So if there's any visuals that may be similar from an old school tree-lined golf course, maybe Wyndham Clark can find some familiarity at Riviera. He's played well here. He was disqualified last year, but of the 2 other starts that he had here, an 8th place finish and a tied for 7th place finish. So maybe he's kind of harnessing what Fred Couples has also harnessed, where a little Pacific Northwest magic filters its way down to Southern California.
Fred Couples, PGA Tour Champions Radio. That is some deep research, Paige. Great stuff. Thank you so much.
Thanks, you guys.